Infertility is a sensitive topic. It's something that people don't want to talk about.
Most couples, we get married, we plan the venue, the flowers, and then we see a whole picture of making dinner, and then a couple of months later, I want to start building a family, and then 1 month, plan is not happening, 2 months, 3 months.
When things go your way, it's God's direction. When they don't go your way, it's God's protection. And they need to emotionally balance themselves in the excitement, and then the disappointment, and month after month. The excitement and then the disappointment.
Thank God I was blessed with 3 beautiful children right away. And then I wanted to try for another. And then Hashem had other plans for me. Since I started having children for 6 years or more, I always had a crib in my home. And now that stage would be empty. No more crib, no more baby, no more bottles. And it started to make me really think about couples, what they must feel like on a daily basis. Never woke up with a feeding in the middle of the night. Walking down the aisle with his Pampers or formula is like a no-no for them.
So my wife Golda and I started Giving Hand just over 2 years ago. Once we found out that we were challenged with infertility,
I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't even know what the IVF process is. I never heard of these terms before. And it was actually during COVID when I had to do it all alone.
after a few months, once we were in the system, going through the doctor's appointments, the procedures, the testing, the waiting, the unknowns, then we realized we have an ability, we have an opportunity to give something back to the community. The Giving Hand is here to take couples that are 3/4 of the way there, to take them over the finish line. Since the inception of the Giving Hand, we've been fortunate to provide funding to over 60 couples, totaling over $500,000 directly to fertility clinics and doctors. And Baruch Hashem, over a dozen children have been born, with another dozen already on the way.
Maya and Golda giving themselves over to other people, where they themselves know the struggle, will go the extra, where I don't think anybody else would ever do that, because he feels the pain and she knows what they're going through. And together, that's a power team.
I look at a couple like Maya and Golda to wake up every single morning and give all that they do to a Giving Hand. This is special, this is deep, and it's personal.
A Giving Hand is not just an organization to me, it's giving of my heart, my soul, my essence. Right now is an extremely challenging time, as Baruch Hashem, my wife and I are married 5 years, and we haven't been fortunate yet to become parents. So you might ask, Mar, how do you do it? Why do you do it? Why don't be a little selfish? Take care of yourself. Why are you worrying about other people who you don't know? My answer to that is that when I get a text message or phone call or an email from a woman who I may or may not know who says, Meyer, because of you, now I'm a mother, now I have a child. That's what gives me the gratification to keep going.
Getting those text messages, Golda, you don't understand what you did, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm expecting, or I finally got into a doctor's appointment because of you. It just brings my chance even closer, just looking at those pictures and being able to post or to send out. There was another boy, there was another girl.
One day my wife calls, crying, hysterical crying, and she's like, I don't know if we could have kids. To me, hearing that, like, my heart dropped. I didn't know who to reach out to for help. Then I was connected to Meyer and the Giving Hand, and all of a sudden, all that anxiety and that pressure started to calm down a little bit. I definitely wouldn't be here today with a healthy baby girl if it wasn't for the Giving Hand.
When a couple is going through IVF or some other fertility treatment, they have an ultimate decision. Do I go out to dinner? Do I buy my wife a piece of jewelry for the holiday? Or do I try to have a child? Many times couples will call me in tears and say, you know what, we just simply can't afford it. IVF fertility treatments can start at $15,000, range up all the way over to $30,000, $50,000, $70,000, depending on what the medical diagnosis is. However, there's still no guarantee. If that doesn't work, you start again from square one.
No financial burden should ever stop a couple from even thinking to begin to start a family.
No one should ever have to be on the other hand and saying, oh, I need help. But if we could all think about what that's like for a couple, that's just enough of a reason to donate and help and be a part of one of the most beautiful organizations of our time.
You're not just writing a check when you support a giving hand. You're literally building families and you're creating the future generations.
And our blessing to you, to those who support and give from their hearts. Hashem bless you and protect you to raise wonderful, beautiful children. Happy shidduchim for your families and parnasah, endless amount.
I ask each one of you, how far are you willing to go to take care of your own children? And for a moment, think of someone who's been waiting and yearning to have a child of their own. What would you do to be able to help them and make a difference in someone else's life?